with some folks. Our plan is to also share this with all conference attendees so that way you can go back and rewatch it. And we're always, of course, here to answer some questions. So we are excited to talk about this year's conference. And we're going to talk about what to expect because there are going to be some new things. So for you folks who have been like, I've been at the conference for 10 years, welcome back again. This year's conference will be a little bit different. And we're just excited to kind of share with you a little bit more. So if you don't know me, my name is Claire Spada. I am the Workforce Development Manager here at PGNO. And Cecilia, I'll let you introduce yourself.
And I am Cecilia Burford. I'm the engagement coordinator here, and I will be doing a lot of running around at the conference.
Yep. So you'll see both of us there. And for all of our speakers who may not have gotten to meet Cecilia in person, this is your first informal introduction. So with that being said, we're going to kind of jump into some things. So Cecilia is going to start us off here.
Great. We are very excited about this conference. There's a lot the same, a little bit different. If you don't already know, the dates for the pre-conference, which is a virtual event, are Thursday the 1st and Friday the 2nd of February. We will be using WHOVA for this, and once you see later how the WHOVA app will work, or the web platform, it's very much like Zoom. So I think you'll be very comfortable with that when you see that. The main conference will be held again at the Nationwide Hotel and Conference Center in Lewis Center. That's the Columbus area, just north of Columbus. And we will have, I think we have up to 40 presenters this year, and a new demo for our participants to take part in if they'd like, and a lot of networking opportunities for everyone. If you haven't already, registration is still open. Pre-conference would be $50. Main conference 2-day full admission would be $175. And if you can only attend one day of the conference, that would be a $125. You are able to, you see pgnohio.org at the bottom of the screen. You can find registration there online. We will get to the hotel as well, and that room block is open at this point in time as well.
So we do have a couple of opportunities for scholarships we just wanted to make sure that people were aware of. So for folks who may not have registered yet, or folks who have even registered that this may be applicable to, something for you to consider. We do have 2 different scholarship opportunities that are available. You can see that both of the applications are finished up here this coming Thursday. So if this is applicable to you, please make sure you get those applications in. We do have some prevention scholarships still available. That is actually being offered to us through the Ohio Coaching and Mentoring Network, who we're very, very thankful for. So those are only available to folks who hold an OCPSA, OCPS, or an OCPC certification. That is a reimbursement scholarship, so you do need to get registered for the event and pay for your hotel up front, and then it will get reimbursed afterwards. That same logic also applies to our recovery scholarships. These are for those who are in recovery or who have a family member who is in recovery from gambling. There is an application that needs to be completed that is accessible through pgnohio.org/conference. And I will say that we have actually allotted all of our recovery scholarships at the moment. We do have a waiting list. So if somebody does apply for it, it is not guaranteed that they will receive a recovery scholarship, but you are welcome to apply if somebody else does drop out. All of the information for that is on pgnohio.org/conference.
Our hotel again is Nationwide Hotel and Conference Center. We do have a room rate with our block. We have actually filled it, but there's still rooms at the hotel that we can access to, and we've extended that deadline to January 19th, this Friday. If you haven't booked your room yet, please do so, and we will be excited to see you there. Our pre-conference, as you may be familiar, is a 1-hour lecture style presentation, again, done virtually. We will be using polls and chat function for engagement. There will be a break, a lunch break for you as well. Our full conference is in 2-hour workshops. We begin each morning. We actually have a opportunity for breakfast with registration, recovery meeting availability. Then we'll have a general session, move into breakout sessions. We'll have lunch, come back for breakout sessions again, and then back to a general session keynote. And pretty much the same schedule follows for the second day.
In terms of continuing education, if you attend every single pre-conference session, you are eligible for up to 7.5 CEUs through the Ohio Chemical Dependency Professionals Board, the Social Work Board, or the International Gambling Certification Board. For our main conference, if you attend all of the sessions between Thursday and Friday, you are eligible for up to 11.25 CEUs. We do also offer CEUs for those licensed through the Board of Psychology for the main conference as well. So overall, if you attend everything at the pre-conference and everything at the in-person conference, you can get up to 18.75 CEUs. So new for this year's conference, as Cecilia has already mentioned, and you'll hear us talk a lot about in the next couple of slides, one thing about the pre-conference is that typically we have used the Zoom platform alone to be able to host it. This year we are using WHOVA to manage our event and manage our pre-conference. So in order to get access to the pre-conference, you are going to need to log into WHOVA to be able to access it. It does use the Zoom platform internally, so you'll recognize a lot of those functions. We'll explain to you in a few moments about how you can get access. When it comes to the main conference, there's a couple of really new exciting things. First and foremost, those of you who attended last year may remember that it was very full and you were probably really squished with a lot of people around you. This year, we actually moved over to the much larger ballroom next door. So we will not be in the same place that we've been for the past 7 or 8 years. We'll actually be in the grand ballroom. That's directly across from the hotel. So if you walk in those main doors, you'll see the registration desk, and we'll be using the ballroom that's in that location. We'll also be using the hallway as where our main exhibitors will be. Additionally, we are also going to use WHOVA for our event management stuff on site at the conference. So a couple of big things. We'll be saving a lot of trees this year, which is great because we're not going to have any printed conference guides or CEU forms. All of our agenda information and all of our CEU information will be captured inside of WHOVA. And there will be a lot of other additional very cool features inside of WHOVA for networking, answering questions, looking at polls, connecting with folks that you'll get to see here in a little bit with a video. One additional thing that'll be new this year is we're going to have a demo by Gamban. So if you're not familiar with Gamban, they are basically a great opportunity for folks who are looking to work on their own gambling disorder or gambling addiction and might find a tool like Gamban helpful. Gamban essentially allows you to ban yourself from any sort of website that allows gambling activities. Gamban is also something that is offered for free for those who are interested in the voluntary exclusion program, Time Out Ohio here in the state. So they can actually get Gamban for free through an opportunity with Time Out Ohio, and they're going to share what that looks like from a participant's perspective, somebody who might get registered or sign up for Gamban and what that looks like. So that'll be a really cool opportunity to engage in that. When it comes to our actual schedule, so we wanted to make sure you knew who was going to be there, who our speakers were, all of that good stuff. So this is our schedule for the first day of the virtual conference. You're going to see that the first day and the second day for virtual conference look the same in terms of the schedule. The day starts at 9:45 and it goes till 2:30. You're going to see a basic introduction and welcome from Derek, our executive director, in the morning. We have a fantastic session from Andrew Shire, who is a clinician out of Wisconsin, who's going to be talking about how we speak matters and stigmatizing language. Our folks over at Origo and up in Wood County area are going to be talking about how to build a stronger front line, a collective strategy to help Ohioans pause before they play, which features information on the rebranded campaign, which was Get Set Before You Bet. Now change over to Pause Before You Play. We're then going to hear from some folks at BetMGM, Rich Taylor and Teresa Fiore, who's going to talk about employee education through lived experience. And then we'll finish out the day with a quick closing. On our second day, Friday, you'll notice again, 9:45 to 2:30. Our first session of the day is Understanding Gambling Screening and Attitudes to Infinity and Beyond with some of our folks from Recovery Resources, Nora Larson and Nabil Pervez. You're going to then get access to a session with Mike Bazzelli, who's our associate director, who's going to be working alongside Robert Wamesley and Nick Ramirez about a conversation with military veterans in the problem gambling workforce. Finally, Simon Hansen is going to be talking about how AI can help identify problematic play and keep customers gambling sustainably as well. He's actually from Denmark, so he'll be zooming in to kind of give us some interesting information about how they're doing it, over in Denmark area. So in order to attend the pre-conference, Cecilia is going to talk to you a little bit more about what you need to do to get set up.
So to attend the pre-conference this year, because we're using Whova, and we're going to show you a short video in a little bit, the best tool to use would be a tablet or a computer, just because of the size of being able to view the presentations. But if you're on the go, you can also use a smartphone. The Whova account is free to create, and we want you to use your email address that was used in your registration. If you use your email address that was used with the registration to the conference, you will be linked to our event. If you don't use that address and you want to use a different email address, you could send me an email, or you can send an email through the Whova account to our event, and we can go in there and change the settings for you. You should have, and we've just done it, I think, in the past half an hour. You're getting an email from PGNO and from Whova that includes a step-by-step guide on how to download the Whova app, sign up for your Whova account, and gives you an invitation code. If you don't get linked automatically to the event, you would have an invitation code that you can use, which will unlock the event for you. So that, I know a couple of us had already received it, a couple of us hadn't. So if you haven't already gotten it, don't panic. It should be arriving sometime today. I believe it says, welcome, enjoy the 2024 Ohio Problem Gambling Conference. Here's how to download your Whova account. Again, the account is free. You can dismantle it once the conference is over. I know there are a lot of people already that you can tell have already used Whova because they've got, an account already set up. You can add your picture, you can add your bio. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but to be fully engaged in the virtual pre-conference, you will need to download set up a Whova account, and you'll be linked to our account, which will then give you access to our presentations.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, I will say that once you sign up for a Whova account, you can access it on the web, so you'll be able to look at it on your computer. And then if you are choosing to download the Whova app to use it at the conference in person, it's the same email address that you'll just use to register. So you can use it on the web and just access the pre-conference through that and watch it through there. And then if you're like, hey, and now I'm ready to download the app, once you download the app, you'll just input your same email address and password that you created, and it'll all be synced up. I will say I also just put some information in the chat, so you should get an email. If you didn't and you're impatient and you want to see it now, I threw it in there as well. When it comes to the main conference, here is our schedule for the day. So we start our day off with registration and breakfast opens up at 7:45. We're really happy to be able to offer open recovery meetings. So if you're really interested in checking out what does a recovery meeting look like for folks who are in gambling, Bruce Jones, who is out of Maryhaven, who's getting ready to retire, has offered to be able to coordinate and facilitate that for us. So we'll have a space for that, for folks to be able to check that out. And it's open to anybody. So open recovery means you don't have to be in recovery to attend. If you just want to see what that experience feels like, hear people's stories, hear what that, what might be helpful for them as they're going into potentially a really triggering event, because, we have a lot of folks from a lot of different backgrounds who attend our conference. So really it's there to be supportive to them, but it's also there to help, inform us as providers, clinicians, preventionists, regulators, operators. If you're interested in seeing and hearing that experience, we really invite you to attend that. Opening remarks will start at 8:45 with Derek. Then we will be having a fantastic morning keynote with Dr. Michael Wohl, who's actually out of Canada. So he'll be doing his presentation between 9:15 and 10. We'll have morning breakout sessions. They are 2 hours for those breakout sessions in the morning. You'll have 4 to choose from, which I'll share with you in a second. We'll then break for lunch. For those of you, again, who are maybe familiar with Nationwide, we are going to be using the dining room. So you'll be able to leave, go to the dining room. It's a buffet option, and then come back. We'll have 2-hour afternoon breakout sessions again. Again, you'll have 4 to choose from. Our afternoon keynote will be Allison Wood-Drain from North Carolina, who's going to be focusing a lot on prevention messaging. And then we will be wrapping up for the day at 4:30. If you're interested in our morning workshop breakouts, this is what those will be offered to you. The really cool thing I will say about WHOVA is that if you're like, ooh, I really want to make sure I go to that one, you can actually add it to your own personal agenda in WHOVA, and that way you remember which one was really exciting to you. So we have Ken Holt and Brooke Strumble, who are from Signature Health, who are talking about buy-in, empowerment, and sustainability, elements for building gambling support services at local agencies. We have a fantastic brand new presentation that was developed by Jody Bechtold with the Better Institute, Alex DeMarco with Gampin. Thank you. And then Leah Aradu, who is actually an attorney, and they're going to be talking about gambling disorder treatment and taxes, possible tax issues faced by clients. We have a very heavy prevention-focused one on hands-on activities for problem gambling prevention with Nora Larson at Recovery Resources and Lauren Monk at CHC Addiction Services. And then the final selection is strategies to improve responsible gaming initiatives at casinos and racinos in Ohio. Mike Bazzelli, our associate director, is going to do a panel with several compliance officers throughout the state of Ohio to hear what kind of things they're doing at their own local casinos and racinos to address responsible gambling. Afternoon workshops for day 1. Dr. Wohl will be back in the afternoon to do a breakout session on responsible gambling unveiled, everything you want to know but we're afraid to ask. We then have some folks from Montgomery County, Tristan Ball and Vic Rabel, talking about ESPRT, the value of early intervention screening. We have some ladies, Ashley and Emily from Licata Way, who are going to be talking about their sports betting environmental scans that they completed this past year. We then have Jody back again, as well as Rob Bumbico, who are going to be talking about treating sports betting in clinical practice. So lots of great sessions to choose from for day 1. Day 2, you're going to see that our day is scooched up a little bit. So registration, we're not actually opening till 8 o'clock that morning. We'll have a shorter registration and breakfast time open. There will also be another open recovery meeting. So if you missed the first day and you want to check it out on the second day, again, you are welcome to attend. We're then going to have a directors panel with our directors at OMAS. Director Cornyn is brand new, so this will be her first opportunity to see our Problem Gambling Conference and speak, so we're really excited. Director Gilchrist is with the Ohio Lottery Commission, and then Director Schuler is with the Ohio Casino Control Commission. They're going to get a chance to speak, and then our Executive Director, Derek, will get a chance to ask them some questions and guide them a little bit with some responsible gambling questions and how they're addressing things within their own agencies. We'll then have more morning breakout sessions for you to choose from. Again, there will be 4. We'll do a little bit of an early lunch again in the dining area for a buffet lunch as well. And then we're going to do, again, afternoon breakout sessions for 2 hours. We will wrap up the entire conference with a session called Call to Action: The Next 10 Years by Stacy Fernapple-Hassan with the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, which I think is going to be great. She has a lot of interactive concepts and things like that, which you'll be able to participate in. Our morning workshop breakouts will include Dr. Chris Toole talking about addicted to numbing mental illness. We have a session for anyone who is interested in animals, and specifically therapy dogs. Kelly Garza from the Zeph Center is going to talk about animal-assisted interventions in prevention, treatment, and recovery. Just a heads up that there will be a therapy dog on premise for this particular session. Andrew Shire, who was a presenter at our pre-conference, will be back again, and he'll be talking about harm reduction in gambling. And then our keynote from the day before, Allison Woodrain, is going to talk about youth problem gambling prevention education, and MEB health promotion strategies for integration and collaboration, a very prevention-heavy presentation that she'll be putting together as well. And then our final workshop breakout session opportunities, Nan Franks, who is a wonderful clinician that is down in Southwestern Ohio, is going to talk about addressing family issues through genograms and family mapping. We have some more folks from Montgomery County who are going to be talking about addressing new problems of practice with the CADCA 7 strategies for community change. Ashley Cable, Rebecca Lewis, and Colleen Oakes are all part of the Montgomery County Prevention Coalition and going to be talking about what they're doing down in that part of the state. We then have Lindsay and Elizabeth, who are from Canada, and Corey, I see you down here. I forget where they're from, but they're from, they're basically going to be talking about a really fascinating concept called applying rapid cycle innovation, GRIO, thank you. Applying rapid cycle innovation to prevent and address the gambling harms in a rapidly evolving gambling landscape. And then our final opportunity is going to be with Christopher Floyd, Josh Grubbs, and Jennifer Grant Weinendy, called Sports Betting Over Time: Trajectories of Problems and Pathways to Change. I'll say that theirs is going to focus specifically on some very recent sports betting studies that they've completed over the past year. They're at the mid session, and they're going to be reporting out on what data they've collected on sports betting so far and people's behaviors. So hopefully you saw some things that really excited you, because we're really excited to have all of those folks present.
All right. Now, in regards to the main conference and our new updated process, to arrive at the main conference, you're going to come in the main doors this time. We're going to be right there with our tables. We have on the screen a sample of what your name badge will look like, and you'll see there's a QR code there. So when you step up to the registration table, we will be checking you in and giving you a name badge. If you are using a smartphone, that's what you'll get. We will then be using that QR code. So it's vital that you keep the name badge on you at all times to check you in as you go in and out of sessions. So there's no more triplicate CEU files to keep track of. We will be doing all this electronically through our management system. If you do not use a smartphone, not to worry. We have other plans. We can have a limited amount of printed schedules, printed agendas for you. You will still have the name badge. You'll still have the QR code, and we will still scan it and check you in as you go in and out of sessions. Because you are one of our attendees, you are in our account. So we will be keeping track of your activity for your CEUs for you. You won't have to be doing that manually and submitting it up to us later. So I think that's one of the greatest perks about WHOVA is that we are going to be making this easy and fast for everyone getting in and out of sessions.
Will there be Wi-Fi login information on the badge? Jose, that's a great question. We'll put that on our to-do list of things to ask nationwide. Love that idea, and thank you for asking. So in order to receive CEUs for attending the conference, so as we mentioned with the pre-conference, you do need to log into the WHOVA portal in order to actually view the presentation. The great thing is that by you just logging in and viewing it, we actually can take a look and back at the log and see what you viewed and be able then to compare that to the evaluation that you'll fill out at the end, which you'll get just like we've typically done with every other online presentation that is typically done. So you'll get a survey link that you'll need to complete. If you complete that survey link, we'll match it up to what you viewed, and then you'll get a certificate emailed to you within 30 days of attendance. With the main conference, there will be designated volunteers throughout the conference that will be probably standing at doorways anytime that you go into a session, that will be using your name badge that Cecilia just demonstrated to scan your QR code to basically check you in for that session. So that way, if you're attending a prevention session, you'll get prevention hours. If you're attending a clinical session, you'll get clinical hours. You'll get the appropriate CEUs based on the session that you attend. So they will scan those as you go into each session. There will be an evaluation survey that you will need to complete. If you are in WHOVA, you will get a link in WHOVA to complete for the evaluation, all electronically. If you're in person, we're going to very likely provide you with a paper evaluation, so that way we can still collect some data from you to be able to also then take back and get some feedback, which is really important to us. So we will have all of that information in our back office as we check you in. And then after the conference is over, you will again be emailed your certificates within 30 days of attendance. And again, as you'll see here, and for those of you who have been to our conference before, you're not going to have to wait for any more session codes at the end, which is kind of exciting because I know that's usually a big thing that people are waiting for. So no more CEU forms, no session codes, no signatures needed at the end of the day. All of that is going to be tracked through WHOVA and on our end, and nothing that you have to worry about.
All right, so WHOVA, I don't know if anyone's gotten their email yet in the time that we've been talking, but you will be receiving an email that again has the process for downloading the app and setting up an account. You can see here what it looks like on the sample little phone for the WHOVA app. I have it up on mine, super simple. So it's our official web manager app, event management program. And you can, as Claire has mentioned before, personalize your agenda. So at the very bottom of the screen, you'll have a button for agenda, and it'll bring you to all of everything we've talked about. So you have it in the palm of your hands, and actually it's active now. So once you set up your account and log into it, you'll be able to start choosing what sessions you want to go to. You can also change what sessions you want to go to. It's all in the palm of your hands. You will get updates, notifications, and even better than having all of that in the palm of your hands is you will be able to outreach to everyone at the conference, speakers, exhibitors, as well as other attendees. So we're encouraging everyone to, if you have a smartphone and want to download the app, go in there and upload a picture of yourself, put in your bio, check out, if there's a job posting that your organization has, feel free to add it and, start a conversation with people who are there. The other really great thing I love about it is there's already some sort of a leaderboard thing that so if you have an icebreaker question you want to ask the attendees, you answering it. I believe Corey's earned some points answering an icebreaker question. So I have not personally been an attendee with WHOVA before. My husband's national organization uses WHOVA, and he thinks it is one of the best tools you can have. He also does event production as well. So on both ends, he's found it very helpful in the management of an organization. The other great thing is if something needs to be, communicated immediately, we can do that through WHOVA. So there's messaging, interfacing with each other. There's messaging from, the event organizers. We can tell you, if they've run out of soup, I guess, at the buffet, if somebody wants to rush over to the buffet. So I think it's going to be a fun little sort of tool we can use to better communicate with each other in and about and around our conference. You can download the app through Google Play or the App Store. And if you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to Claire or to events@pgnohio.org. We're there to help you. Best part about all of this is we will have a help desk there with trained volunteers. So those trained and volunteers, make sure you have both of those together. We're going to do the best we can. We're all going to have a little bit of fun together learning this new system.
And I will say, the other cool thing that I like about it, which we have not yet mentioned, is if you're interested in looking at the presenters' presentations, you may remember that in the past we had like a portal that you had to have a login to on our website. Now, if you're like, hey, I really want to see that person's presentation, you can actually go into that and download it and save it for later. And you can also check out the speakers information. You can, send them emails through it. So you can definitely do a lot of really cool outreach in the Whova app as a whole. Okay, so we're gonna watch a video to show you kind of what it looks like and what the step-by-step process is. And then we'll be kind of wrapping things up. So wanted to make sure that you all got to see a little bit of the insider peek from what Whova is and what you'll see.
So you just recently registered for an event. You've received an email from your organizer that you'll be using the Whova app for the event. It's a new and exciting experience, and we're here to help you through all the steps in attending your event on the Whova platform. Let's get started. In this user guide tutorial, we'll be going over the basic steps in signing into your event, participating in sessions, networking with other attendees, and most importantly, ensuring that you feel comfortable and excited about navigating Whova. Let's get you started out with the basics. If you're looking to watch sessions on the laptop, we got you covered with our Whova web portal, the online event page that you can access directly from your browser. However, if you're looking to find better opportunities to network and to conveniently access your event on the go and want to use our mobile app, download Whova on the App Store. Over 70% of attendees use both of our platforms, so don't worry if you feel like you're missing out. First, let's get you signed in into the Whova web portal. You've probably already received an email from your organizer with the link to the event. If you didn't receive an event link, don't panic. Simply check your spam box to see if it ended up there, or just shoot an email to your event organizer for another link. Now simply click on the link and then click Go to Web Portal, which should lead you to the sign up page. Here you'll get the opportunity to sign up for a Whova profile if you don't have one already. Click on Sign Up here and enter your information. Please use the email that you used to register for the event. If you've decided to use the mobile app, let's get you signed in. Simply use the email address that you used for registering into the event. Once you've got that done, start filling in your profile. Add things like your education, your professional background, a profile picture, and a bio. You'll most likely head straight into the event, but in the case where you don't automatically find your event, don't worry. You can simply click on the search bar and type in the name of your event. Once you've found your event, click on it, and then click on the Join button. You'll be prompted to enter the event invitation code, which should have been sent by your event organizer. Once you put that in, you'll be ready to go into the event page. Okay, now that you're in the event itself, what do you do? How do you get into all the different sessions that your event has to offer? Well, go ahead and get settled in, because your virtual event is merely a couple of clicks away. You'll want to use your laptop to access sessions, as a bigger screen will probably make your viewing experience more enjoyable, but you can still always access the event on your mobile app. Let's now make sure that you don't miss out on watching and participating in sessions. On the home page, click on the Agenda tab on the left-hand side of the screen. Now see how to browse all the event sessions so that you don't miss out on your big day. On the web portal, scroll through the different sessions that your event organizers have planned for you. If you're really excited about the event, or if you're just really busy, you can always plan out your schedule by scrolling through the different days and building a personal agenda by clicking Add to My Agenda on sessions scheduled for a later time. But for sessions that are happening right now, simply click on them. The content should start playing immediately. Once you're in the session, you'll have the opportunity to engage further with your fellow attendees or with the speakers. Use the chat function to talk to other attendees in the session, or use the Q&A button to ask a question of your own. You can also start by upvoting existing ones. If you're on the go and want a more mobile experience, you can still access all of these features on our mobile app as well. First, click on the Agenda tab. Next, scroll through the sessions and then click on the one that you're interested in joining. You'll then get the chance to further participate in the session, comment on it, and add it to your agenda. In addition, you can go ahead and directly view sessions on the mobile app. Click either the live stream or recorded video in order to access the session content. If your phone screen is too small, you can try out the mobile app on the tablet. Okay, now that you've had your fill of virtual sessions, you should take some time to explore all the other features of your event on Whova. Your experience shouldn't just be about running from session to session and listening to hours upon end of virtual content. Instead, you can also take your time to network and socialize with attendees while also enjoying the event community. Click on the Attendees button on the bottom of your screen. You can scroll through the list of people attending the event or filter by using keywords such as title or company affiliation. You can also check out the Recommended tab for people that you might be interested in further connecting with. If you're not yet the social butterfly that you want to be, thankfully, we make it easy to reach out with just a few clicks. You can either say hi with just a single push of a button or start a private chat with them. Whova also has spaces for people to convene in a more social manner. On the bottom of your screen, simply click on the Community tab. There you'll find important meeting announcements, virtual meetups, or anything else the community has in mind at that moment. You'll want to make sure that you don't miss out on this lively social feature of Whova. In the community board, select the topic that you're interested in joining. There, you can start chatting with other attendees in the discussion space. You can also make a new one if you want. Simply click Add a Topic or Social Group at the bottom of the page. Finally, in addition to discussions, you can also join or organize meetups and virtual meets. Simply click on the Meetup and Virtual Meets tab on the community board to join virtual lunch breaks, game nights, and more. Find a meetup you're interested in and tap Join or RSVP depending on when the event is happening. If you're feeling particularly social, create your own meetup. Simply click Suggest a Meetup to create your own meetup. If you're glued to your computer and would rather access these features on your laptop, follow these simple instructions. It's not any different from using Whova to network on your phone. On the web portal, click Community on the left-hand side of the screen. Click on the topic you're interested in and join in the discussion. Alternatively, you can also create your own topic by clicking Add a Topic at the top of the page. If you feel like you're missing out, join the meetups happening in your event. Click on the Meetup and Virtual Meets tab in the community board to join a meetup. You can also create a meetup of your own by clicking Suggest a Meetup. We'll now take this time to go over some frequently asked questions. The first one we have is, how do I choose which notifications to receive? Throughout the event, you'll get various event notifications such as community and agenda updates. We'll show you how to update these settings. First, click on your profile on the top left corner of the screen. Then click Settings. After that, you'll find a button labeled Notification Settings. Clicking that will lead you to this page where you'll be able to change your notification settings. Or you can go to the community board and click the three dots at the top right-hand corner of the screen. There you'll get the chance to update your notification settings. We recommend keeping the majority of your updates on, but you can always go in and update according to your preferences. Next, we have the question on how to find the event invitation code. If you can't find it in your normal inbox, try checking your spam. And if it's not there, ask your event organizer to resend you the code. Finally, we'll be going over how to reset your password. If you aren't signed into your app, go to the sign in page and first enter your email. Then click Forgot Password. After that, you'll be prompted to enter a confirmation code from your email. After you put that in, you'll be able to reset your password. Additionally, if you're already logged in, you can click on your profile and then click Settings. At the bottom of your screen, there should be a button labeled Password. Click on that and then update your password. That's it for the FAQs. If you want to learn more about using Whova as a speaker, exhibitor, or sponsor, you can check out these following guides. Thanks for tuning in to our user guide.
And there you go. So hopefully that was helpful if that was your first experience checking it out on the back end. And I did put information in the chat as well. If you're like, hey, I need to watch that again, or I have additional questions, they walk you through everything. So feel free to kind of click through that as well.
We hope you. So you just recently read.
No, we don't want to watch it again. There we go.
So again, we're going to ask you all to, if you feel comfortable, create a free account in Whova, download the app. We're going to use the web app platform for the virtual virtual conference, and it's easiest to use the app on a smartphone for the main conference. But don't feel that it's a must, because if you're not using a smartphone, we're happy to provide tools for you to have a paper copy of the agenda. When you arrive at registration, you will still have the same name badge as everyone else with the QR code that we'll be using for check-ins to the presentations, the breakout sessions, the general sessions. You can use the app to select your own personal agenda. I don't know if you all noticed or not, but you will be able to upload photos that you take and download photos that are taken. So I think that is going to be a lot of fun. And we really hope that you'll find this a great way to engage with other professionals in the field as you're attending the conference. I'm very excited about the use of this tool, and I really feel like whenever I do conferences, what I want most for everyone who's attending is for you to come in and be engaged and find some education, but most importantly, to leave energized to go back after having a respite of your own to continue your work. So I think we're going to hope that this is going to be a really fun and beneficial experience for everyone that's attending. We do have other ways that you can support PGNO and the 2024 Ohio Problem Gambling Conference. I can send you information if you're interested in having a partnership or a sponsorship for the conference or for PGNO. We do have some conference events that are still open for sponsorship, and we still have a few exhibitor table spots that are left to be used. So if you're interested in any of that, please, you should be, oh, there's my email in the chat. Thank you, Claire. And please reach out, or if you have other people you think might be interested, I'm always looking for new contacts. The more we can spread the message, the farther the message goes.
And with that being said, that's all of the content and information we wanted to share with you all. If there are any burning questions, last minute questions, things that you're like, I'm confused, I don't understand, feel free to throw them in the chat or unmute yourself, and we're happy to answer that. And if not, then we'll wrap things up. So just grateful that you all showed up today, and hopefully this was helpful. Vic.
Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Do you know how many participants will be allowed in the breakout room? Because thanks to the app, I know I'm going to be Hickory 1. Do you know about
Yes.
who we can anticipate?
Yes. So we have 4 sessions. 3 of the breakout spaces are all very similar in size. So there's 2 ballrooms that are going to be on the far ends of our ballroom that we're physically using for our large sessions. Those the breakouts are going to be 108. The Oh, Cecilia, which one's the larger breakout space for Hickory? Do you remember?
One.
Hickory 1 is the second largest, with 96. And then Hickory 2 is a smaller breakout room with about 66.
Okay,
So, and there should be, we anticipate 300 attendees, hopefully more, which would be great. So, ideally we'll have enough space for folks in breakout rooms and hopefully won't have to close out spaces. Hopefully everyone will get into what they want to, but if you plan it out ahead of time, then hopefully people can get to the session they want to be in most.
cool. Okay, so yeah, that helps because, that's gonna help me try and figure out how we're gonna start the session. Okay,
Absolutely. And Vic, we can totally talk more too, if you have additional questions. So
all right, thank you.
thanks, Vic. Anyone else have any questions, thoughts, comments? Well, we're excited. Hopefully you are excited. As you kind of get closer to the conference, and if you're like, I'm still confused or I haven't signed up yet or I'm having issues, Cecilia's contact information and my contact information are up on the screen. Please feel free to email us or give us a call anytime that you have any conference specific questions. So we're thankful you are all here and exploring our very first time ever using Whova, and hope to have such a great experience that we're excited to use it again next year. So thank you all for being here, and please reach out if you need anything.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too, Corey.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Cecilia, I think I just stopped recording. Did that actually work? Maybe I can't.